What's up, guys? EDA here, and we're going to be doing a review of the Everton versus Liverpool game, guys. And for some, a shock result, seeing Everton come out with the victory. For others, not so much of a shock. And yeah, let's get into the game. So again, coming into this game, derby game, massive game for both teams, and the expectations and the pressure was on Liverpool. Everton got that boost from the victory against Nottingham Forest, which gave them a bit of breathing room and a bit of a gap from the chasing pack in terms of the relegation. And so you could have forgiven them for coming in with a little bit less intensity, a little bit of less effort. We've seen some of the derby games go in Liverpool's favour, and this wasn't one of those occasions. Everton came out firing, came out fast, came out with an energy and a purpose, and it was impressive to see, if we're being honest. And that's exactly what you want derby games to be. You want them to be intense, you want them to be aggressive, you want them to push players to uncomfortable positions and see what kind of character they're going to display. And we've spoken about this Liverpool team during the season. My thought has always been that they're a special team for their ability to always claw back games and come up with performances that are really impressive. And I said in the beginning of the season, I thought they'd finish third because of their defence, because of the inconsistency of some of their attackers, and seeing how well they've performed for how long. I've got to give my hats off to them, even after losing this game and having a dent in their title race. Yeah, they kept coming, and that's a trait and a feeling that they're going to want to try and hold on to next season with their new manager, knowing that Klopp will be leaving. But again, that ability to claw back, that ability to come back at some point and at some time, it's not gonna save you, and your defence letting in easy goals isn't gonna help. It happened against Fulham, it happened against Crystal Palace, and it's now happening against Everton, where they're giving away goals they have no right to be giving away. And so that's one of the things that put them in bad stead, especially for the first goal. A lot of kind of pandemonium in the box. Initially comes from a set piece, and there's battling, and when you watch the goal back and you see Braithwaite, who doesn't move a lot, he just stays in and around the box. Liverpool's defenders just don't react well enough, to be honest with you. They're not aware enough of the situation. They aren't active enough in my estimation, and luckily or unluckily for Liverpool, the ball finds itself to Braithwaite in the middle of the box, and he finishes it. And it was a goal that was deserved, if I'm being honest with you. Everton's energy and Everton's purpose throughout the whole game was really impressive, if I'm being honest with you. And looking at the game and looking at the match ratings, as you can see, Everton all-round amazing team performance. And there was a fear in the second half because Liverpool were dangerous. They were dangerous through the whole of the game, but not as dangerous as they normally are. And that's where the surprise comes in when you look at the ratings. Again, Van Dijk is probably one of the few who can kind of keep his head held high, but he also had moments where he wasn't performing to his best of ability, and at those times you need support from your teammates, and it wasn't there. Konate had a nightmare of a game. He's come back from this little injury spell and hasn't been delivering at the level that you would expect. The midfield wasn't performing. I get why he went with Jones in the lineup. I would have probably said Endo would have been a better kind of steadying force in the midfield just for this particular game. Whether you want to give up Szoboszlai or Jones, that's a decision that Klopp has to make. But I would say one of the two should have dropped out for Endo. And then up front, it's a change of environment for Salah. Big change of environment. And what I would say to that is, when Salah wasn't firing back in the day, Sadio Mane would pop up and they would complement each other. When one wasn't firing, the other one was firing. And in the middle, you had a Firmino who would contribute all around the board with his assists, with his goals. Now, I think, it was said by Daniel Sturridge on Sky Sports, you don't know where their goals are coming from. Are they coming from Diaz? We don't know. Are they coming from Nunes? We don't know. Are they coming from Salah? We don't know. And that consistency of, Liverpool knowing Salah or Mane is going to be on the score sheet this weekend isn't there. So they're going to need another clinical player, but not only clinical because they have Jota, but someone who's fit and fit consistently. On the Everton side, again, great performances. I was really impressed by Idrissa Gana Gueye. Just amazing performance in the midfield for me. Consistently works hard. He's been a stalwart in the Premier League. Obviously went to PSG, and his performance was really impressive. Dwight McNeil can deliver a ball like no others. He can deliver a ball very, very well. Special delivery by him as well. And yeah, just overall a great performance from them. Pickford had to be active. He had to be present during the game. We're going to take a look at the subs. When Ashley Young came on, my heart sank. As an Arsenal fan, just being honest with you, Liverpool fans, my heart sank because I thought you nearly gave away 3 goals against Nottingham Forest. Please do not do the same thing against Liverpool when we, as an Arsenal fan, need them to drop some points. But yeah, that was the main one from the bench. Wasn't really impressed by anyone. And when Klopp made the substitutions of Harvey Elliott, Kwanzaa and Endo at that moment in the game, you're not getting back into the game with those substitutions. He needed something different off the bench, and he didn't have it, unfortunately. Looking at the momentum, again, you wouldn't really expect Everton to have this much joy in a game against Liverpool, even at home. But they were active, they were present, they were engaged, and again, you got to give your hats off to Sean Dyche as well. Yeah, it's not easy to get Everton to a point like this, and even with where they are in the table, just outside the relegation zone, they have one of the better defences in the league, and it's their attack that they need to improve, and scoring goals where they need to improve. But they didn't have the issue tonight, so that's you got to tip your cap off to them for that performance. In terms of the stats, yeah, Liverpool dominated the ball. 77% possession is crazy. 2.06 expected goals to Everton's 1.09. A lot of shots in this game, actually. 16 shots to 23. It was very end-to-end, very my turn. And I think those chaos games, even though Liverpool live in the chaos, I think at some point they're going to drain you. And I think Liverpool probably reached that point in this game. So those are the key stats to call out. I think from where I stand, are Liverpool out of the title race? I wouldn't say just yet. Arsenal have a massive game against Tottenham on the weekend. Man City play Brighton tomorrow. That is going to be massive. We know from Brighton's home record, they've only lost, I believe, 2 home games this season. West Ham, Arsenal, and Man City also have a really good away record. But that's the only area where their defeats have come away from home. So again, it's going to be really interesting to see what will come of it. But I don't think things are decided. I think again, there's more turns to be seen. But we are in for an amazing period of football. High intensity football, games that mean something, both at the top and bottom of the Premier League. And I'm going to be excited to see how things turn out. My message would be to, firstly, Everton fans, well done, especially when you needed more points to solidify your place in the league with deducted points. My hat goes off to you guys, and I'm hoping to see you in the Premier League next season. To Liverpool, again, I wouldn't be too disheartened. It is a blow. As an Arsenal fan, we can tell you how it felt when we lost to Aston Villa. Obviously, you guys lost to Crystal Palace as well. But mathematically, you're not out of it. And again, Arsenal have tough fixtures. Man City have a couple tough fixtures, and nothing is guaranteed in football. So it's not all doom and gloom. And even if you're unable to come back and win the league, I would say it's slightly disappointing because of the position that you've put yourself in the league, in the FA Cup, and in the Europa League. You should have finished with a minimum of 2 trophies. But with that being said, from where you were last season to where you are now, it's an uptick, so you've got to take that in some regard. But hopefully, guys, you've enjoyed this review. We'll be catching up tomorrow ahead of the Man City versus Brighton game. Hopefully, you've enjoyed. Keep up with EDA Sports, and I'll catch you guys in a bit. Peace.